What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucking man. Back with another life story, a bounce back story. If you haven't checked out any of my other bounce back stories, man, scroll through my videos and check those ones out, man. But yes, as you can see from the title, a band in my hand, man. I went from pulling out my pockets and feeling nothing but lint and sand to a band in my hand, man. Yeah. So check it out, right? So this story takes place in man, when was this? Probably like 2012, 2013, right? And so, if you've seen any of my other bounce back stories, I already told y'all before that there's three types of people in this world. The people that's gonna watch shit happen, the people that's gonna wait for some shit to happen, and the people that's gonna make something happen. And me, I'm a make something happen type nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So, of course, this is at a time where me and my son's mom, we living together and the rent is about to be due. You know what I'm saying? And it's like 2 days before the rent. Now, the reason why we needed some money at this point is because we had this charger. If you go back to the bounce back story, you know what I mean? And the fucking thermostat or something broke on that shit. And I ended up having to pay $500 to get that shit fixed. So we was a little bit short on the rent, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck, man. Like, rolled up my last blunt again, you know what I'm saying? Because that seemed to be the time where I could think of the best shit. It's like, my last little blunt, I'm going to think of something. I'm going to make something happen around this bitch. And that's usually what I did, you know what I'm saying? So, she's not coming up with no fucking ideas. She's sitting around waiting for something to happen. I'm trying to make something happen, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm sitting and I'm thinking and I'm smoking. I'm like, damn. Like, I got too much pride to be asking anybody for some money because, shit, I'm sure they bills is due too. Like, this rent is due. You know what I mean? She ain't trying to help me do nothing. So how can I get some quick money? Like, how can I get some quick money? So I was like, you know what? Like, I remember the bank saying that, like, if you had like $5 in your account, this was like Golden One. I think this was Golden One Bank, right? All you needed was like $5 to open up a checking account. So I'm like, man, I'm about to go see if I can open up a checking account and get me some of them motherfucking checks that they give you before you get your official checks, right? And once I get those, I'm gonna try to make something happen. You feel me? So I smoke half the blunt and I put that shit out. You know what I mean? So I go over here to the Golden One Bank. So sure enough, the lady sit down with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to open up a checking account. She's like, okay, it's gonna be like $5. Do you have any money that you want to put in the checking account? I'm like, nah, I just want to just open one up, just in case. I got a bank account, but I want another bank account, and I just made up some whatever story. But yeah, I'm like, I got $5 that I can, open up the checking account with. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, cool. So at this time, I had a job and shit. You know what I mean? So that was working for me too, right? So I remember I opened up the checking account. She gave me like a temporary little card until my new card came, like a debit card. And then she gave me these, I don't know if they still do this, but she gave me like some starter checks. Like it was maybe only like five to 10 checks in there, and they didn't have my name on them shits yet, but I could still use them if I needed to, as long as I had money in the account. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, this is what I need right here. Like, nigga, I'm a bust these checks somewhere. Like, I'm gonna write myself some checks and bust them shit somewhere, right? So I remember getting into my car and I'm smoking, you know what I mean? And I'm like, shit, all right, shit. Let me go over here to this check cashing place and see if I could, like, get me a little payday loan or something, you know what I mean? So, mind you, I need like $500, you feel me? So I went to Money Mart right there on Madison, you feel me? Went to Money Mart, and they were like, I was like, I need to get a payday loan. So here goes my job info. What else do you need? They told me what else they needed. They called my job to verify I had a job and shit. Boom, she cashed me out $250, and I left her one of those little temporary checks, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they still take those. Probably not for niggas like me, but she took that shit and cashed me out. So I'm like, shit, I got $250. How many of these other check cashing spots is it? You know what I mean? So I remember hitting California check cashing, and where was that at? California check cashing. I think that was the one right there on Watt. You know what I'm saying? I went to the Money Mart right there on Madison, right across the street from Target. Then I went to California check cashing right there across the street from where they built the Walmart on Watt, down there by the motherfucking red light in the Holstro, right, or not the red light, the motherfucking light rail in the Holstro right there, right where Denny's used to be. There used to be a California check cashing right there, right? And right across the street from where Walmart is at. So boom, busted another check right there. Boom, another $250. You know what I'm saying? So I got the $500 I need. So then I'm like, shit, why stop here? You feel me? I got a couple more of these checks. But you know, they went through the same process, calling my job and everything. So shit, I remember I went to Cash Vance America, nigga. That's where I went next. Boom, busted another check. You know what I'm saying? Cash Vance America was like right there on Watt 2, but it was a little further down on Watt and like right next to the, what is that cheap ass little grocery store, man? Damn, I can't think of the name of that cheap ass little grocery store. But it's right there on Watt before you get to El Camino. You know what I mean? And Cash Vance America, boom, busted another. So now I got $750. So I'm up $250. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hell yeah, I can buy me some tree with this. Like, I'm cool now. You know, the rent is gonna get paid. You feel me? Shit, probably go buy a couple little things from the grocery store. I'm trying to think what that grocery outlet, nigga. It's right across the street from the grocery outlet. If y'all know, Watt Avenue is right there. There's a grocery outlet on Watt Avenue. It's right across the street. Busted the check right there, right? And then there's some other check cashing place I can't think of. And I busted another check right there, nigga. So I busted 4 checks within the matter of an hour and a half, including when I opened up the bank account, my nigga. Like, it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm mobbing up and down. I'm all through Highlands, opening an account, busting checks, and by the end of that shit, I had a whole band in my hand, my nigga. You feel me? I think the last place I went was right there in Antelope, where the Gym Boys is at, right before you get to like Citrus Heights on Antelope Road. It's like where the curve is by the Walmart, you know what I'm saying? And there's a place right there next to Gym Boys, across the street from the gas station. Boom, I busted another check right there, you know what I'm saying? So nigga, I got a whole 4 checks busted, because all they needed to do was just verify that I had an open bank account. They didn't care how much money was in it, because they didn't even ask. And that it was in good standing, and that I had a job, and they called my job each place, you know what I'm saying? So there was nothing for them to cash me out. I think they was even giving me like $280 a piece, you feel me? So all I know is I had like $1,100. I had a little bit over a band, you know what I mean? So nigga, I remember I came home, nigga, I had a little sack of weed, and I remember my son's mom was like, oh, you went out and you bought some weed with the money that you took, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I pulled that band out and I threw it on the table. Nigga, like, bitch, I got a whole $1,000. What the fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? She was like, where'd you get that? I was like, bruh, don't worry about it. Like, now you worried about the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't even have no intention on paying these motherfuckers back at this check cashing place. Like, bitch, you gonna have to get that shit back in blood, cuz, which eventually that shit caught up to me and I did have to pay these people back, you know what I'm saying? But hey, not at that point, you know what I mean? But anyways, man, yeah, that was just a bounce back story, man. When the rent was due, I had to make something do, you feel me? And shit, man, like I said, some people is gonna wait for some shit to happen. Some people is gonna watch some shit happen. Some people is gonna make some shit happen, man. So which one are you? I'm a make it happen type of motherfucker, and that's what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? And it worked out, and I came up, and hey, bounce back stories, man. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. It's King.